Hi, welcome to ENC 1101, section 14167. I'm Jana Balecki and I'm your instructor. You can call me Miss Balecki or Miss B if that's easier. In this introductory video, I'm going to walk you through how to access the course since this course is entirely online. So if you look at the screen, I'm at the home page for HCC, which is hccfl.edu. From this home page, first you have to set up your NetID in order to have a password and account to access anything on our online site. So to do that, I'm going to go to HawkNet, click here, then you'll see a link for Manage Your Password. Click there, and you can do the self-service site. If you have trouble, you can try one of the others, or you can always contact HCC Live if you have trouble with anything at all. But you just have to do this the very first time that you log into anything with HCC, and this will set up your password not only for our course or all of your Canvas courses, but also for your email and just about anything else that you need with HCC, except for the library. The library does have a different password, but we'll get to that later in the semester. Okay, so once you get your password and ID set up, I'm going to take you back now to the HCC homepage. Again, that's hccfl.edu. And now we're going to access our Canvas course. In order to get to all of your Canvas courses, you can click My HCC. So from the Canvas homepage, I'll log in with my NetID and password, and once I'm logged in, it takes me to a page that shows all of my Canvas courses at HCC. So I'm going to click on our course, which, as I said, is ENC 1101, section 14167. This takes me to our homepage, and at the top of the homepage, you'll see the most recent announcements. Please make sure that you read and pay attention to those announcements as they come up. Underneath those, you'll see a welcome page that tells you how to get started in the course. So I'm going to walk you through this process so that you understand how to access the first assignments and you can navigate the entire course. Here on the home page, read this welcome and walks you through the steps on how to get started. First, you need to click on modules. You could also click the link here, and that will take us to all of the modules in the class, basically the units of the content that we're covering. So we'll start, of course, with the Start Here module, Unit 1, and when you're on the modules page, you'll see all of the units. Now, you can see some of them are grayed out here, and that's because you have to do the Start Here Unit 1 module first. Once you have done that and completed the Canvas quiz here, then all the other modules will become available to you. Please do the modules in order. But do be prepared for that you will have homework every week in the course. You'll have things due every Thursday night by midnight and every Sunday night by midnight. So you will have to participate in the course on a regular basis at least twice a week. Okay, but back to the modules here. From the very first one, Start Here. Just click on the first thing in the list, Course Introduction and Student Success. So anyway, you read through one page, and then at the end of each page there should be a Next button. So I'll click Next, and that'll take me to the next thing in the module. Notice you can also go to Previous and go through each page in this unit until it will take you to your textbook, the chapters that you need to read for this unit, the Canvas quiz that you need to do, the discussion board, and anything else that you need to do, and for all of the units in the course. Read and click Next. This page tells you about the technical stuff, so if you have problems with technology, that's not an excuse for not turning something in. You've got to find out how to fix it, but there are helplines. Then we get to our first slideshow. Each unit has at least one slideshow. So it's a PowerPoint slideshow. If you'd like to download it to your computer and watch it on your own computer, or you can either in Canvas. The catch, though, is that the whole thing doesn't fit in the screen. So click the double-ended arrow. That'll take it to full screen. So now the PowerPoint slideshow is the only thing I see on the screen. And go through the whole slideshow and an introduction to the course. So it tells you all the things you need to know about the course, and then get to the end. Then just minimize it and go on to the next thing. By the way, as you're clicking Next or Previous, if you want to go back to something, you can access all of these things again from the modules. So maybe you don't have time to read all of these pages and the slideshow and the other things that are coming up all in one sitting, and that's fine. You don't have to. You can watch a slideshow, then you can do the next thing the next day, as long as you get it all done by the deadline. But you can go back to modules. Let's see, I was in the slideshow here, which is Unit 1 slideshow. I've stopped there, so now if I want to come back tomorrow and pick up where I left off, then I'll go to Unit 1 discussion board post, which is the next thing here. So I was in the slideshow. You see I can click on that and it takes me right back to the slideshow. Click next again. And the next thing then is a discussion board post. For these, your instructions are given here in the window, and then you just need to reply to it. Now each of the discussions though isn't just you type in one thing and you're done. You need to type in your comments, then you'll read other classmates' comments and my comments as well, and then you have to respond to those. And so each one in the instructions does say you need to post an initial response by a certain day and time, and then you need to respond to a certain number of your peers, your classmates' posts by a certain time. So the discussion boards are a two-step process. You have to visit those twice within a week. But click reply, type in my reply. This is a sample. Post reply, and then I can see my reply. And then once I've posted something, I'll be able to read what everybody else has posted. And that's our first Canvas quiz. Now, Canvas calls these things quizzes, but I want to make clear that they're not quizzes. You can use your notes, your textbook, anything that you want. You can go back to the slideshows and look up the answers. But anyway, here's the first quiz. This one is about the syllabus, so to make sure that you've familiarized yourself with all of those materials that we've gone through there. And to take the Canvas quiz, you should see a blue button that says Take the Quiz. Click that. And most of them are multiple choice. So then you just go in and mark your answers. And I don't know if these are right or not. I'm just speeding through. You should actually read them, mark the right answers. And for this first and only this first quiz, you do have to make at least an 80%. So when I submit my quiz, click Submit the Quiz. And for the Canvas quizzes, it will give you your score immediately. So my current score is 4.2 out of 10. I didn't hit the 80% mark, so I need to go back and take this again before it's going to let me continue in the course. But for today's purposes, I'm just going to pretend that I did get an 80% and go on to the next. Okay, next it's linking to a chapter from our textbook. Now, ours is an online textbook, though, so you don't have to buy any book in the bookstore. Now, if you prefer to have a printed book, that's okay. You can buy a copy, but the readings, things like this one, How to Write with Style by Kurt Vonnegut, are not in the printed book, but they all are available online. So each chapter of the book will look like it's just a link here, and click the link, read the assignment. Then go on to next, and notice for this one in particular it says scroll to page 6. You don't have to read the entire thing that's linked, just page 6 of the document, this one article. Okay, then we get to the first writing assignment. Now it says you have to read the article first because you're going to be writing about that article, and then it gives you the instructions for the assignment, and it shows you here in a video how to submit a writing assignment. All the writing assignments go through Turnitin, which is a system that checks for plagiarism. So you must submit them in this way, which is all in Canvas. You don't have to leave the Canvas window, but you'll see a logo like this that says Turnitin. Now for me, because I'm not a real student, it shows as an error. But you should see a link here with the blue button that says Submit or Upload. But anyway, the video gives you all the details about that. So to watch the video, just click the play arrow, and then read the instructions for the assignment, write your paragraph, and then you'll go down here to upload it to Turnitin. Now, do make sure that you, after you click upload, I think there's a second button to confirm. So don't just click once and exit and think you're done. Make sure that it actually went through, and you should be able to see the file there after you've submitted it. So confirm that it actually did go through. And if you ever want to check anything that you've submitted, you can always go to grades, and you should see something there. There'll be an icon showing that you've submitted something even if it hasn't been graded yet. And if it has been graded, then you'll see your grade there. This is showing that I have one grade because I just took that Canvas quiz, and it is graded since the computer graded it. The essays, of course, take a little longer because I have to grade those manually. But do make sure that your file is uploaded, then go on to the next. And notice now this says Unit 2. So I'm done with the homework for the first week. You do need to pay attention to what unit you're in and the dates on it. I'm going to go back to the modules again to show you the various units, and you can see there are dates listed for each one. And by the way, you can close up the modules if you don't want all that on your screen. I'm just clicking the little triangle there to minimize it. But it shows you what dates things need to be done. Also, if you look inside the module at the assignments, now notice these are all just pages, so they're just things to read. A paperclip is a file attachment. In this case, it's a PowerPoint slideshow. The two discussion bubbles are a discussion board post, and you'll notice this has a due date on it, so pay attention to those dates. Late work is not accepted. And this is how many points it's worth. And this is also an assignment. The quizzes look like a rocket ship. It has a due date, a point level. Then this is another page. It's just a reading assignment. And then a writing assignment has a page with a pencil. And again, it has a due date and the points. So I think that going to modules is a good way to check in and make sure that you're getting everything done. But like I said, if you happen to be on this assignment and you click Next after you do it, then you can see Unit 2, and it has different due dates, so I know I'm finished with my homework for the week. Okay, at this point now I just want to show you a little more about the navigation. So you saw how to start. If we go to Home, from the home page you get the welcome instructions on how to get started in the course. Go to Modules, and then do the Start Here module for the first week. And you can progress through those simply by clicking Next at the end of each page or each assignment. But you can also navigate the course over here in this menu. But the Home will take you back to that home page again when you first log in. The syllabus page will take you to our syllabus, and do read through the whole syllabus. This is our contract for the course. It's not just a legal document, but it's instructions for course policies, and that's true for any one of your courses. Make sure that you read the syllabus so you're aware of the instructor's policies, because every instructor's policies are different. Then underneath the syllabus there is the course summary. This is another place where you can see all of the assignments and their due dates. Okay, so back to the menu here. That's what the syllabus is. Announcements, again, the two most recent will show on your home page. But if you want to go back, later in the semester, you want to go back to look at an announcement I sent out earlier, you can see all of the announcements for the course here. On the grades page, and you can see I had a number 1 there showing that I had 1 new grade. Well, here I can see all of the assignments again, and their due dates, but also my scores. Here, though, the quiz, it has been graded, so I can see my score for that here. Now, in this case, most of the Canvas quizzes now you cannot take more than once, so make sure that you are ready to answer them correctly before you actually start them. But in this one particular case, I do have to score an 8 or higher on it. So to take it again, I can click here, or I can go back to the modules and find it that way, or I can go into quizzes and see all of my quizzes there. Same thing with assignments. I can see all assignments, including quizzes there. So these are basically just different ways to access the same stuff. But the basics of the course are all in that modules page. I think that's probably the best way to look at everything is from the modules. So you can see it set up chronologically, and you can see whether it's an assignment or a reading, when its due date is, how many points it's worth. All the information is in the modules. But there are other ways to access them. So here on the grades page, you can see your grades on things that have been graded. The modules page, I'll click there just to remind you again, that shows you each unit. and each reading and assignment within the unit. Assignments takes you to all of the assignments, whether they're writing assignments, discussion board, quizzes. So you can see all of the assignments here, and again they do show the point value. So this one is worth 100 points, this one is worth 20 points. This is for the entire semester. You see every assignment listed here, but you won't see your grades here. You can access the assignments this way, but again I think it's probably best to just go through modules every time. And plus, when you go through modules, you get that little next button so you know what you need to do next. You can also access all of the discussions here. And so if I click on this, I should see that sentence that I wrote earlier. This is a sample. And you can reply to other students' discussions here as well. Remember, it does say I need to respond to at least 2 peers' posts. So I log in later, read what everybody else has written, and then click reply on at least 2 of them. Quizzes takes you to just the quizzes. But the next 3 things I want to show you are links to outside sources. They're not actually in Canvas. They are things that you will be using throughout the course. Each one of the essays that you write, when you'll write drafts before you submit your final essay, and I want you to take those drafts to a tutor to get one-on-one personalized help with them. Now I'll be giving you one-on-one feedback on your essays, but I want you to take advantage of the tutors as well, and know that you can use the tutors for any class that you have, whether it's required or not, and the tutors are there to help you for all of your classes. So anyway, there are 2 different ways you can access tutoring. And because this is an online course, there is an online way to get tutoring. That's with the Smart Thinking Online Tutoring right here. So if you click there, the first time that you use it, you will have to go through a system check and you have to jump through a couple of hoops to do this. I'm going to tell it ask me later. But okay, then this is the Smart Thinking homepage. What you want to do for this course is to submit my writing. Now notice though they also have tutors where you can get a live tutor giving you feedback like an online chat. You can submit a question and get an email response later. Then you can also access all of your previous sessions with the tutors here. But what we'll use for this course is submit my writing. Notice too that they will accept career documents. And Smart Thinking is a subscription service, so as an HCC student, those fees that you pay along with your tuition, those go to things like subscribing to Smart Thinking. So you might as well take advantage of it. Okay, so when I clicked on Submit My Writing, now this page gives me some more options. And for this course, what I want is Essay Center. Essay Center Extended Review sounds great, but Extended Review will take longer, and you probably won't have enough days from the time that you submit until you get your Extended Review back. So again, I recommend this one, which is Essay Center, but notice the other things that they offer as well: business writing, resume or cover letter. So again, take advantage of this subscription service. But for our class, Essay Center is what we want. Then it's going to ask me to input some information. It should have your name already there. I'm logged in as a test student, so that's my name. And then it asks for the course level title. That'll be ENC 1101. Or English Composition 1 or Freshman Comp, whatever you want to call it. And that's just so that the tutor knows what kind of student they're dealing with. The title of your writing, so I'll say whatever it happens to be. Provide your assignment description. Now for this, I recommend that you go to the actual assignment here in Canvas, copy the instructions that I've given you, and paste them here. That way the tutor will have the exact same instructions that I gave you. So in order to get this text, I recommend that you open another window and go to Assignments. I'm going to do that by clicking Control and then click Assignments. Or you can copy this text before you actually go to Smart Thinking. But here's my first writing assignment. So I can just copy the instructions here. Okay, so I've highlighted it, copied it. You can right-click and copy, or Control-C, and then paste here. Control-V or right-click and paste. So notice now the tutor will have the exact same language that I've given you for the assignment. Then select up to 2 areas in which you need help. Things like main idea or thesis, introduction or conclusion. You can read the whole list. And you might think, well, I need help in all of these areas, or I need help in more than 2 areas. That's okay too, don't panic. Click the 2 that you want the tutors to look at first, and then you can always submit the essay again and click 2 different areas. You can submit each essay, I believe it's up to 10 times, but just 2 at once. Okay, then you get to choose what type of tutor you want. You'll probably want the first tutor available because that means you'll get it back more quickly. But you can also choose an ESL specialist. That would be, if English is not your first language, that might be good. But be aware that they don't have as many of those tutors, so that means it may take longer. And then for other courses, you might want one of these other tutors. But for our class, you probably want first available, maybe the ESL specialist. But if you do, give yourself a little extra time. And then you upload your writing here. So I'll choose a file. I'll just choose any old Word document here, since this is just a demonstration. But you can see that I've uploaded my file. Now notice they must be Word documents with these endings, or plain text or rich text formats. So they cannot be PDFs, and they cannot be Google Docs shared. You can save a Google Doc as a .docx, but don't save it as a PDF, or don't share it with, if you click the share button in Google Docs, it sends an email, and so that wouldn't work. If you don't know how to change something into a Word document, you can click here. And be aware too that Microsoft Works documents, WORKS, they end with .odt, so they don't work either. But you can convert those into Word documents, and this will tell you how. So then once I've done all of those things, I'll click Submit. The way that I will know that I have a response from the tutors is next time I log into Smart Thinking, I'll see here I should have one message, and that's the tutor's response to my document. And the way they do it is they just take your Word document and they type their comments in bold. So then save that Word document that the tutor gives back to you, because you will need to give it to me to show me that you got tutoring. I don't have access to your Smart Thinking account, so you do need to then go to your, click there and download that Word document that they send back to you. You will need to submit it for the tutoring step. Okay, so that's Smart Thinking. It's great in that it's online, and they strive to return the essays within 24 hours, as it says, but sometimes it does take longer. Don't wait until the last minute for this or for anything in any class. So if you wait until the last minute and something goes wrong, then it's often too late and you're out of luck. So don't do that. Now you might also be thinking, well, I would really like to just sit down with a tutor and talk about my essay and go over, what I need to do to it. We have real life tutors available too, where you can go face to face, and that's the Academic Success Center. So you can access that here. This gives you information about the tutoring centers. Now if you go to the Academic Success Centers, they'll give you a slip of paper that shows that you were there on the particular day and time, and what tutor you worked with, and feedback on your essay. So make sure that you save that slip of paper, and then you can just take a picture of it and upload it to show me that you got the tutoring. So you'll get credit for the tutoring step. Okay, the next link that I want to show you here is HCC Libraries Online. I will go into this in more detail in the second or third week of class. This will take me to the library site. So if I click Launch, there was a problem. I think that's because I'm logged in as a student. But it'll just take you to the library site. The last 2 links here in the menu are to people. So if you want to contact other people in the course, you can do that here. And you can see I'm listed there as well. So if you wanted to contact me, this is one way you can do it. You can also go to chat with other people in the course. It says one person online. That's actually me, so I don't see anyone here. But this is not the best way to contact me, because it's only available when I happen to be in Canvas. And I'm not always in Canvas 24/7. So the best way to contact me is to go to your inbox, and that's here in the blue menu for all of the Canvas courses. This menu is just for our course, but this accesses all of your Canvas courses. So you can click courses and go to your other courses, or you can click inbox, and this is really just a way to email me, but it's an email through Canvas rather than going out into the internet and emailing that way. And the inbox is really the best way to contact me, because if you email, if you just send an email from your personal email account, like a Gmail account or a Yahoo account, it may end up in my spam folder. But the inbox is all within Canvas, so I know you're not spamming me. So don't email your instructors from a personal email account. Always use your Hawkmail account, or better yet, use the inbox in Canvas. Okay, so speaking of this left-hand menu here that takes you to all of your Canvas courses, the first one is your account. Your settings, you can set up where it will forward your Canvas emails to another email address. So I've set it up with my HCC email address, so anything that comes into my Canvas inbox also goes to my HCC email. So I can access it even if I don't happen to be logged into Canvas. And I do recommend that you edit these settings here. You can also edit it to go to a text if you want to have it text to your smartphone. It does have lots of options available for you. So whichever way you like to get your information, you can have your messages going that way. So just click Edit Settings and you can make all sorts of adjustments. The second link is Dashboard. That's all of your courses, where when you first log into Canvas, this is where it takes you to your dashboard. The next one is Courses. And you can access a specific course this way from anywhere in Canvas. You don't have to go to your dashboard first in order to switch to another class. Then this next button is the calendar, so you can see what's due on what days, and then other sort of announcements. But I don't think that this is the best way to access the information. Maybe you prefer it this way, and if so, that's fine. But again, I recommend that you go back to our course and go through modules. That's the best way to see what do I do next, or what's coming up this week, or due dates for things, because the modules page basically has everything in it. All in one spot. You can see the point value, you can see the due date, you can see what type of an assignment it is based on the icon that it gives you. So I think this is the best way to access the course. This is the inbox, where you can message your instructors or other people in the course, I believe. So I can see all of my messages from all my students there. Okay, so the last link in our menu is the question mark, which takes you to help. And you can see there are all different kinds of help available. HCC Live can help you with just about anything at HCC, but they know a little bit about a lot of different things. They're not necessarily the best people to contact if you're having a specific problem in Canvas or something like that, but they can help with everything from registration to computer issues. HCC Student Services can provide help with everything from advising, counseling, etc., financial aid. Next on the list is your Hawkmail. That accesses your HCC email account. Here you have Ask Your Instructor a Question. That's just what it sounds like. It goes through Canvas, so it will end up in the inbox as well. But the Canvas help is down here, so I would recommend this if you're having problems with the Canvas program in particular. You can search the guides. This would offer you written advice. You can read the information there. You can chat with a Canvas support person, so this is an online chat. And then there's a toll-free hotline. You can report a Canvas problem here, and this is something that we're not using in this class, so I won't even mention it. Okay, so to wrap everything up here, I'm going to go back to the beginning and recap it all. I'm going to log out first. So again, go to hccfl.edu and click My HCC after you've registered your NetID. Then log in, then click on our course. And on the welcome page, you'll see an announcement welcoming you to the class, and the home page tells you how to get started. Follow the instructions here. You'll go to modules, The Start Here module, if you don't see anything, you just need to open it like this. Then just go through one at a time, click next, 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 after each one until you get to Unit 2. And that's what you need to do for the first week then. You do have the assignments at the end, so let me go back to the module. After you read all of these materials, then the assignments are listed here at the end. You've got a PowerPoint to watch, post on the discussion board, and this is just to introduce yourself to the class. Then you have a Canvas quiz on the syllabus. Remember, you can use the materials in the course for that. It's not a quiz, it's just an exercise to make sure that you understand the policies of the class. Then you have an article to read and write a paragraph about it. And this paragraph is basically just to give me a sample of your writing. So, I know where we stand on day 1 of the course. So I know, what sorts of help each student will be needing throughout the semester. So complete Unit 1 by 11:59 p.m. on August 26th. And do make sure that you take that Canvas quiz before DropAd ends, otherwise you'll be withdrawn from the course for non-participation. Alright, well, good luck, and if you have any problems at all, click the inbox and send me a message. And I look forward to working with you this semester.